Let me take this time to welcome you to Justice Watch, a podcast that is concerned with how the law operates within society, who suffers, and who benefits. I am your host, Gato Dipeba, and today's topic is Butale versus the Attorney General, the importance of procedure. On the 26th of March 2026, the Attorney General and Law Revision Commissioner Dick Bayford rectified the Penal Code, namely paragraphs A and C of Section 164. These sections, or paragraphs rather, discriminated against same-sex relationships. They criminalized them. I'm joined by the president of the Botswana Republican Party and lawyer, Biggie Butale, who has announced plans to take legal action against the Attorney General, stating unconstitutionality. Good day, sir. How are you today?
I'm great, and a great pleasure to be in your podcast today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what exactly was the driving force behind you wishing to challenge the Attorney General? A lot of unofficial perspectives have labeled you as homophobic.
I think they misunderstand the whole comport of the legal suit. The Attorney General claims to have been acting on a 2021 judgment of the Court of Appeal, in the case of Attorney General versus Letsoletsi Mutsidimang, where the Court of Appeal stated that Section 164 of the Penal Code was unconstitutional. Now, after that judgment in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, the then government, decided to bring a bill that would repeal Section 164, subsection A and C.
Yes.
Which I think was the proper thing to do. But there was a groundswell of public opinion against that action. So the then minister decided to withdraw the bill. And after the elections of 2024, I think the new government did not want to go through the same ordeal as the previous government. So I think they thought long and hard and decided, okay, fine, let us use the the revision of the Laws Act, a subsidiary legislation that gives the Attorney General the power to basically do clerical housekeeping. Things like renumbering, legislation, statute, things, clerical housekeeping.
Yes.
And he decided to use Section 12 of that act, which incidentally is not as expansive as Section 9.
Mm-hmm.
Section 12 that he purports to have used to repeal Section 164 A and C gives him more or less clerical powers.
Yes.
And does not in any way give him power to repeal legislation passed by Parliament.
Do you want to explain to people the nature behind you wanting to institute this case? Because there has been confusion. I mean, this repeal was made in March, but you announced in June, which is Pride Month, that you want to challenge the Attorney General. So maybe people are a bit confused around that. Why you waited so long?
No, it wasn't long. I don't even know Pride Month really.
Yes.
I know there's a Pride Month, but I didn't know it was June.
Yes.
And it had nothing to do with that. But it's a beautiful coincidence, and it has nothing to do with homophobia. I'm not homophobic.
Yes.
Right, but those who want to label me as such, it won't change the price of salt. And my challenge in the Attorney General's acts is based on my desire to preserve Botswana as a constitutional democracy. Because once you have people willy-nilly repealing legislation without any authority, overreaching their power and authority, and we allow that, we're going to end up being a banana republic.
Yes.
I love Botswana too much to let that happen.
Yes.
Whether some people would feel hard done by my going to court, I haven't done anything illegal.
Okay, sir.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Yes. I've seen you, I heard you mentioning the revision of the Laws Act.
Mm-hmm.
Section 86 of the Constitution grants Parliament legislative authority.
Yeah.
So where do you think the AG went wrong in terms of this revision of the Laws Act?
I think in his desperation to please a certain section of our society, incidentally, the Attorney General used to represent. Actually, he's the one who fought for Lega Bibo to be registered.
Yes.
So I think he still has that close, connection. And I think he just wanted to do them a favor.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that. In a constitution, people are saying, why don't you just let it go? Sure, yeah, we could do that. But how many times are we going to do that to allow illegality, to allow wrongful acts? Because we are afraid that if we challenge such, people might label us.
I want us to focus on that. If the AG's interpretation is upheld, what precedent would that set, going forward about repealing legislation?
It will mean that one man has equal power to the Parliament of Botswana, Banana Republic. And all the nations of the world will look at Botswana and just wonder what's going on in that country. It would be untenable. But having said that, we're willing to go up to the Court of Appeal. Let the Court of Appeal say the Attorney General has power to repeal legislation. And by the way, if you have power to repeal legislation, it means that you also have power to enact. You can't have power to just remove. Right? Once you have power to remove, you also have power to
enact.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to be very interesting. And if the court says the Attorney General has equal power to Parliament, he'll become the most powerful official in the country.
Amending the law is not an easy procedure. Do you mind explaining to the people who are not well versed in law or legal studies what actually goes behind making the law, or rather, what procedure should have been followed in this specific matter?
To amend any legislation, a member of Parliament can bring what you call a private member's bill, or the relevant ministry or relevant minister can bring what we call a government bill. And a bill is, in layman's terms, I would say it is an immature act, right? It has to go through the processes of Parliament. It has to be advertised for 30 days in the Government Gazette, so everybody in the country can know that this thing is coming up.
Yes.
And prepare to lobby members of Parliament or to protest or whatever, because this is a democracy. Then it goes to Parliament. First reading, second reading, third reading. And it is debated. Other members of Parliament are allowed to propose changes to any proposed bill. Because we could make it better this way. Why don't you remove that or add that? And at the end, Parliament votes. And if an ordinary bill, or usually it needs 50% plus one. And once Parliament has voted positively for a bill, it is given to the President to assent his signature to it, and then it is published in the Government Gazette, and then it becomes law. Yes.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is that even if the President refuses a bill, and I've seen people don't quite understand this, if the President refuses to sign a bill, it goes back to Parliament. And if Parliament sends it back to him and he still refuses, we go for elections. Yeah, Parliament will be dissolved.
Mr. Butale,
Mm.
I'm sure that you're aware that same-sex relationships being recognized as ordinary is a very prevalent conversation globally.
Mhm.
Our neighbor South Africa decriminalized same-sex relationships on October 9th, 1998. That is 28 years ago.
Mhm.
You referenced the Court of Appeal judgment in the Mutsidiamang case, stating that a court declaring or a court declaration of unconstitutionality is not enough. Why has our legal landscape delayed in making it official through the prescribed manner?
I believe that the law of any country must come out from the very bosom of the people. Obviously, it's very difficult to go to every single Botswana, 2.5 million of us, to say, what do you think about this? But the law must not be alien to the people. If Botswana are opposed to same-sex relationships, if they are opposed to same-sex marriages due to cultural, religious, or whatever reasons, the courts must be very careful not to be too woke and ride roughshod over the beliefs and cultures of the people. Once the courts do that, then they will become alienated from the society, and people will see the courts as alien, as over there, as not part of their society.
Do you think
Then the courts would lose legitimacy? In most cases, not in all cases, in most cases, human rights, in my opinion, is dressed up as Antichrist.
yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So if somebody says human rights, for me, it doesn't scare me because I can see the agenda behind human rights. When you have wicked men in power who negate the death sentence, who want to encourage prostitution, who want to encourage abortion. I saw recently the papers are saying so many women are dying from abortion. Let's legalize it. It's the same agenda. A government that says that children should corporal punishment should be abolished in the schools and in the homes, who support same-sex marriage. It's in my opinion that is a wicked government. And when wicked men rule, the people will groan, they will suffer. And for as long as we have this human rights woke agenda in government, I don't think anything good is going to happen in Botswana.
Let's go for a short break. You are watching Justice Watch. Welcome back. This is Justice Watch. The topic is Butale versus Attorney General, the importance of procedure. Sir, we were still talking about human rights. Lego Bibo and all LGBTQ identifying individuals of our society have achieved what they have wanted for years. There is equality now, and there's further advancement in human rights protection. We're looking at it globally, correct? So should we not just let them have it? I know you mentioned before that people have approached you to just let it go, but I want to know the implications that if the judgment is in your favor, what happens to LGBTQ rights?
Personally, I used to have that opinion that let us let what happens in people's bedrooms happen, and the state should not be too concerned about that. But the LGBTQ plus agenda will never be satisfied. Ultimately, what Liga Bibo and their ilk want is access to our children in the schools so that they can teach them about what they call alternative lifestyle, which is, in my mind, Sodom and Gomorrah. And I've since changed my opinion. Personally, I don't think we should give an inch anymore if we can. For as long as Botswana are conservative Christian in outlook, I think we should reverse some of the concessions we've made, including Section 164, including the registration of Lega Bibo that was done by the Attorney General, Dick Bayford. We should reverse that. And come in 2029, I will use that as my platform. And, for as long as possible, we should refuse. If you notice, African countries have been very extreme, in their, repelling this woke human rights agenda.
That's a point there.
And I used to think to myself, why are Africans like this? And I've realized that they just get fed up.
Is it a colonial or a cultural perspective?
It's cultural.
Yes.
It's cultural. It's religious.
Yes.
Africans are petrified of homosexuality.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Not all Africans. let me just correct that.
Yes.
But as a rule, Africans, they find it anathema.
Yes. How does the AG's actions in repealing the discriminatory sections of the Penal Code compromise the separation of powers vested in the Constitution?
Okay. If the Attorney General can repeal legislation on his own, he's part of the executive, I guess. It means now he has taken part of the powers of Parliament under Section 86, right? And the separation of powers is mocked, becomes a mockery. Our form of government is a three-legged pot: the legislation, the executive, and the judiciary. Equal in power. None of them can overstep their boundaries, and none can compel the other to do anything. It is a necessary tension that makes sure that we don't degenerate into dictatorship and anarchy. The three, check on each other.
Yes.
Now, if we give the Attorney General and the executive power to legislate, Parliament will lose its
authority.
Its authority.
Yes.
The three legs. This one will become short, and the
pot will fall over.
Yeah, it will topple over.
Okay.
We shouldn't allow that.
Yes.
Right. But we allow it for now. What guarantee is there that this will be the end of it?
Yes, that it won't continue.
So we should say no. Let the legislature be the sole, originator of legislation.
Yes.
And the judiciary be the sole interpreter of that legislation.
Yes.
And the executive, the enforcer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Let the powers be separate.
The current conversation is about the Constitution. We understand that it is for the people, by the people. Therefore, a constitutional matter should be observed by everybody, right? So is this why you appealed to members of the public for financial contributions, or is there any other reason behind that?
I thought that, and I still think so, that this might be a long, drawn-out legal battle. And if I am to bear the costs on my own, I think I'll get exhausted. But if the public comes to the rescue, then the idea of drawing it out won't matter.
Yes.
And those who might want to do that will be discouraged.
So what level of public support have you received since launching the fundraising efforts?
It's overwhelming.
Yes.
I'm yet, and what I did is that a separate lawyer is receiving the money, right? And I'm not going to be involved in receiving any of the money, so that tomorrow, if you see me with a nice watch,
yes,
there's
how do you trust this lawyer in keeping or taking care of this money that you're obtaining from the public?
I don't think he would jeopardize his career.
Yes,
he's a young man.
Yes,
and if he takes 10,000 for what?
Yes,
right.
Yes,
I don't think he'd jeopardize his career and his life for even 100,000. So I trust him in that regard. But I have a funny feeling that some powers that be are leaning on him. And I'll talk about it in future. But fortunately, I'm a lawyer.
Yes.
So if nobody wants to take up the case, I'll
You'll take it up.
100%.
Is that an alternative you've been considering?
Definitely,
Yes.
and it won't be too grievous for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So speaking on that point of you being a lawyer yourself, a notice was published by the Law Society dated the 2nd of June 2026. It stated that your law firm is non-compliant. What is the story around that?
Again, I don't know where that came from, but the Law Society informed me that it was a mistake because my law firm had not been practicing, so it can't be non-compliant. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, yes.
Hey.
Was this mistake, do you think it was intentional, considering that it came after you said that you were wishing to challenge the AG?
I don't want to be paranoid. They have assured me that it was a mistake and they corrected it, so I'll take it as such.
As such?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Butale, you're a legal mind. If your party, BRP, was given a chance tomorrow to rule, what reforms would you want to introduce to our legal system to enhance its efficiency and maintain its reputation as a beacon or a standard of justice?
A lot of reforms have been done in the past, admirable reforms.
Yes.
But obviously, access to the legal system is very, very important. And the rules of the courts, make them more user-friendly. But having said that, you don't want courts where there are no rules. So we have to strike that balance, make the rules more user-friendly so that more members of society can access the courts as individuals if they so wish. And again, accessibility would mean, more judges, more magistrates, so that you don't have to wait for 4 years for your matter to be heard and to receive judgment. Because it can be very, very frustrating.
Yes.
The backlog of cases. I do a lot of murder cases. And you have people who've been in jail for a decade, and they haven't yet passed the High Court. That is sad, very sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to take us back a little bit. The decriminalization that I was talking about that happened in South Africa was virtue of the Constitutional Court. So we as a country, we have intentions, or let me say our government has the intentions of instituting a Constitutional Court. Do you think that might hinder you pursuing this case? Because it is a human rights matter, you know?
I will campaign very hard against the Constitutional Court.
Yes.
Because I think what should come first, like I said, the law must come from the very bosom of the society. The society must be able to own the law. The law must not be something for modern people, who believe in human rights and other strange ideologies from the West. The law must come from us. We must own it. Let us write it ourselves.
Yes. Revamp it. Make it ours. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Butale, for joining us on Justice Watch. Your perspectives have been very insightful. I'm very happy to have had you here today.
My great pleasure.
Yeah. This is Justice Watch. The topic was Butale versus Attorney General. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.